in these increasingly authoritarian ecosystems, culturally and governmentally, is that what is obscene becomes normalized. And so part of the job of faith communities is to refuse to let things that are morally depraved become accepted. That's not easy work, we all know it, but that's part of our job. So extractive industries, ineffective or authoritarian governments. But here's the thing, the third pillar that upholds power that almost nobody talks about, certainly almost nobody in the climate movement, is extremist right-wing religion. Around the world, the US, it's as clear as day right now. Brazil, under Bolsonaro, that regime didn't exist without right-wing Christian Pentecostal backing. You look, Gautam can tell much more than I can about the situation in India with the way that the Modi regime has weaponized and degraded Hinduism in the way that it exercises power. And you see this pattern around the world. It's not everywhere, but in an awful lot of places, the extractive industries and the authoritarian and abusive governments cannot survive without the cultural legitimization from religion in one way or another. Now, the problem is that most religious people who are not extremist on the right-wing side tend to fit into what I would call the nice category, which means that they don't like, as a primary way of engaging, to be critical of fellow religionists, even if secretly they can't stand the far-right ones, because I'm here to tell you that around the world, everyday people, not people like us whose lives are to a large measure devoted to religion, but everyday people who, go to mosque or church or whatever, they see these far-right religious extremists and they're disgusted. But they don't see liberal-minded religious leaders standing up and saying what you are saying is wrong. And so the cultural understanding of religion shifts further and further and further to the right. Younger generations are repulsed, rightly, by what they see, and the power that religion has gets co-opted by forces that are basically anti-environment, anti-women, anti-LGBTQ, and anti-livable future. And yet we don't talk about it. We're getting robbed blind. The face that, I look around this room, look at all of us. We're people who've given our lives to this stuff, and there are people out there crapping it up. And we're not speaking out.